Hi, Carol here. Welcome to my craft room. Well, today I'm going to show you how to do this bauble. It is a piece that I'm going to use for that surprise page, but I wanted to do it separately here. Another thing I did separately is remember this piece of trim that I did on the sewing machine that I gathered? Well, it's the lightest blue ever, almost to a white, but you do see a tinge of the blue, and I wanted to add it to the back page. And the one thing you want to make sure you do, if you use a table doily like the one that's covering underneath here, because it has scallops, you want to make sure you feel for the actual edging of the cushion, not go along with the scallop, because that scallop the scallop hangs, that's the word, over the edge. So that's why if you see me, I'm feeling for the edge of the actual album and not viewing it by the scallop. And I can't believe we're coming to a near close on this album. It's been so much fun. And I want to thank everybody that just came along for the journey. And I can see the gold thread going across here. So that's what I'm lining up the edge with, is the gold stitch, excuse me, onto the back of the cushion. And I'm using my wider glue gun because it lets out more glue when I'm doing this, opposed to my thin, narrow blue glue gun that is very fine. So I'm making sure when I turn the corner here, I give it a little bit of bulk. I push it back so that it has a nice loose edge on the frill there. And the funny thing is about this piece, remember when I sewed this long piece because it's a lot of material to get this gathered tuck in it. But yeah, I have a sore throat today again. Or maybe it's because it's early yet. Anywho, I ended up doing an extra piece because I had this long piece, then I had another extra piece, and I had enough material to the T to do this back page, which was amazing. I didn't have any left over, and it wasn't short. Here I am just doing the edges to make a nice clean edge, so I'm folding it over. I was actually thinking of putting ribbon down the center of the spine there because you're looking at the back portion. But then I thought to myself after I looked at it, and this is, first I put this vintage ribbon down that I got in that haul that was in that little package. And it's a beautiful, beautiful ribbon, but it got lost. And I didn't want to lose the delicacy of this one piece. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to go with the gray hues, and maybe I'll just run a beautiful ribbon down the center and, call that kind of like the binding to the back of the page. This is Stampin' Up! Beautiful ribbon. I just love this, and I'm on the last bit of it as well. Yeah, it's from a long time ago. So I slide it under here, and see how it has that shine? It's just gorgeous ribbon too. And I thought, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use that extra piece, and I'm going to make the back page look like a frame, like a frilled frame. And then I'm going to put just nothing too bulky on the back because it has to rest on the back. But I knew I wanted to use up this whole piece of lace that I had sewn in video number 1. And I'm telling you, it came together to a T. I didn't have a millimeter of material left when I wrapped this around. And then I went to my stash and I found this one big heart and some little mini frames. So I thought, okay, I'm going to use that as something special on the back, but first I have to gesso it. I will leave a link to my gesso mixture that I did a few bottles of, and I'm telling you, it was a tad hard when I unscrewed the lid of the fruit jar that I put them in, the gesso, But when I went and put a little bit of water right there, I just added a small amount and stirred that up. I'm telling you, it was just like the day I had made the mixture. And this is the one with the baby powder, paint, um, water. Let me see, baby powder. Anywho, yeah, I can't remember all of the, because I make so many homemade things, but the gesso, I'll leave a link to that for sure of the video on how I made this one because it came to life immediately. So now I'm making sure I've tacked all of this down, and look at the consistency. I just took one of these sponge daubers so I could get in all the flowers as much as I could. The pink was just, wow, too pink. So I'm going to tone it down with, I don't know what color yet until I start the back page. But I encourage you to make your own gesso, and because not only is it affordable, it is so white, like it's all white and it's white. It's just wonderful. I just love homemade gesso. So once I get that gessoed and the tiny little round frames, I set that aside to dry. And the whole time I'm doing this video, I just have to say this, I am chatting with a friend on FaceTime. She's doing mixed media and I am doing this craft, and we are chatting till the wee hours. Yes, I have her right there to the left of me, and we are laughing and laughing and having such a good time and crafting together. And she is a top-notch mixed media artist, I'm telling you. I love when you make homemade things for crafting, like your gesso and your paints and your just, I don't know, it's so affordable, but yet so beautiful when you open it up and you know that you've not only saved yourself some money, but it actually worked through the years, because I think I made this one a couple of years ago, this batch, and it's just as creamy as the day I made it. So that's wonderful. So when I leave that video, you'll know that it works. And if it gets a little hard, just add a little bit of water, get a stir stick and stir it up, and it'll be beautiful once again. So now my craft mat's nice and clean, and we're going to begin what I call a flower bugle. And it started out because I was going to, while I show this, I was going to make a 4-strand braided ribbon. And they're wonderful because you can do each strand of this braided ribbon a different color. And I may do that for my next project. But as I was going along and I'm talking to my friend and I'm thinking, you know what? I don't want a bulky braided ribbon down the center. I am going to make something to hang from that page that I said I was going to do something special. The one page we have left, other than the back, but the back's going to be simplistic. That's not going to take me long today. We're going to finish this album today. Yes, we are. And I ended up doing a rose, and we were just laughing because would I have started a rose out like this? No, because I was going to make the braided ribbon. But I started the braid just like you would with putting the one ribbon into the other. And this is what you do. You measure how far across your ribbon is. In my case, this I think is 2 inches. So I just guesstimate, and I put some glue, approximately 2 inches or 1.5 inches, whatever this ribbon is, and I glue it so that I can put one into the other. And this is how you would do a braided ribbon, but I have a link for that. And yeah, so you need to make it so that one ribbon will slide into the other ribbon, and then that ribbon will slide into it, and you have 4 of them, right, because you make a braid. Or 3, you can do it with 3 as well. And so I slid it through here as I was talking, and I was going to begin the process of a braided ribbon. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to make a rose. I'm going to make a rose with the bulk, because the center butt of the rose looks beautiful when you have extra material in it. It draws the eye to the texture, and you know I'm all about texture. So I slid the end of that one piece, because I have 2 strands hanging, to bulk it up, and then I made a triangle with it so that I had the point of a rose right here, And then you have the two strands hanging, and what you do is you just start twisting. Once you have that triangle, and I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was out of the frame here, but later on, see how I started it there? You press down and twist, twist, twist 3, 4, 5 times, as many times as you think you need. There I go twisting, and then I add some glue, and then I start twisting, and then with the other strand I go the opposite direction, and that way I know that every petal is in a different spot because I went in 2 directions. And you will honestly, once you start doing this, you will truly get it on here. It's just a matter of making a triangle for the center of the rose, gluing it down, and then going back and forth with the 2 strands that are hanging, twisting it 3 or 4 times, and then securing it at the end and making it flat. Now, there it is, and I bought a whole bunch of these diamonds that have a diamond flat part on one side and then the pointy end that has a hole in it. And I need that hole to run some chain through, but I'll show you that later. So I put that down into my rose so it was flat. The point is into the rose. And then I have this diamond dust that I got at Michael's and some Elmer's spray glue. And we're going to diamond up the top of the rose so it looks like wet water dew. There's the diamond dust. It's made by Twinkle or something like that. See how it's flat on top but really pointy in the bottom? And the hole is in the point. And you get that at the wedding section of Michael's. These ones are rather big. And I had to use my coupon because being in the wedding section, they are a little bit pricey. So you want to spray the top of your rose just in little spots where you want the diamond dust to rest, and then take it and dip it in. See how I'm going to cover, I just spit on it. Isn't that gross? Yeah, I licked it. I just put saliva. That's a crafter's natural water supply where you just wet it, put it on top of that diamond, because I don't want any of this sparkle stuff, or the glue, excuse me, to land on my diamond. Oh no, not my big one. And then I just really press into it, take off my little paper towel that I did a spit and shine on. And we all do that to clean our children's faces when they were young. Well, now it just comes back naturally to cover up my diamond with a little piece of paper towel. So I sprayed it another time because I wanted some on top of those. And wait till you see it. Absolutely beautiful. There it is, diamond dust. And this can be used for shaker cards, so many things. And then your spray, Elmer's extra strength spray glue. And this is a lid off of one of the jars where I keep some supplies. And what am I doing there? I don't know. I'm probably cleaning. Oh, I'm cleaning the diamonds, making sure tap, 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 so none of them land anywhere else, because it's like diamond chips. You know, you don't want to get it all over. Now, find yourself a doily that has little doilies in it so you can cut them out. This had 7 little doilies that I could cut, and I already used the outside of it, and it's really thin. It's not bulky. It's a nice thin cotton, and I take them all off because this is what's going to go around my rose. They're not going to be petals per se. It's just going to look pretty. And this idea came to me. Generally, I can't talk and work, but we were having so much fun, and it just it all came together. It was good. So you're going to take your rose and add one of your little doilies to the back. And I'm using this glue gun because it has the thicker glue sticks, so a lot comes out at one time. And I have another one that is battery operated. And today I went out and got some more battery, self-charging batteries, so I can always keep them in there. And then I don't have to worry about the cord. For certain projects, it's nice to have if you're at the other end of your desk. And then we're going to be almost finished this boggle. And I didn't finish it completely because I need to match it with some things I'm going to dangle onto it. So that will be in the next video coming up when I finish off the album. But I really did want to make this a real bling bling creation right here, and I think I did it. Just by having that ribbon, twisting it, making a flat rose, putting that great big diamond bling down inside, and it's flat on the upper portion of the rose, and then on the bottom of this doily, I am going to put the flat part on the doily so that the pointed part sticks out, and that's where I'm going to run my either chain or invisible thread. We'll see what happens when I get into the craft room here, but look at that diamond in the center. Now, I was really thrilled to get these diamonds in the wedding section of Michael's, but they're big. They are very big. So I go to the dollar store when nothing's $1 this morning, and guess what I see? Yeah, I see smaller ones for $1.25 and then middle-sized ones for $3. So I picked them up. Now I have 3 sizes, and I know I didn't pay $1.25 for those because they're big, but look at that. And that's flat. Well, somewhat flat. The great big pointed section is inside the rose. Okay, so now we have all of these little petally things going around, really pretty, really lacy. It's going to add to the album. And then, look at that. I think, okay, we need some more bling. But I want to put that gessoed little frame, the oval frame. I gessoed the little ones, so it wouldn't fit totally. So I broke it off, and I'm just going to add it, and it's just going to have a little bit of space between them because I really thought this looked pretty on the outside. It kind of matched the white lace, and so I just cracked it. It wasn't you know, really firm, and I have a tiny space in between, but that's okay. I was thinking of putting a little diamond in there, but that would really draw the eye to the way that I had to crack it to get it all the way around that diamond, so I just left it. And then we're going to add some bling flowers to the bling lace. And there's my little flower roll. I cut some of those off right here. I think I already had them cut. And I think we put 5 of them going around. I mean, this is one blinged out rose, let me tell you. I want to get a close-up so you can see all the diamond dust, which is glass. It's really chopped up glass. It's beautiful. In the light, it just sparkles like crazy. And then you have the big flat diamond in the center, and you have the gorgeous diamonds, or I'm sorry, the doilies going around, and they're overlapping, so you get that wonderful dimension. And now we're going to have this round diamond bling, and it's going to go all the way around the edge. Yes, I get them situated so that they look all right, so it's not too overwhelming, but you know, you can never have too many diamonds in your project, right? And lace now. Wow. Yes, this is just totally sparkly blinged out. Just laying them on top for now before I glue them, just to see how many I need. And you know what? If you're going to bling out a flower, you might as well bling it out. It looks good without these, excuse me, diamond flowers. It does look good plain. But you know what? I wanted it to have a wow factor. I'm just taking some of the glue off the center there. And yeah, look at that. You have the tiny, and there's where I showed on the bottom. I'm going to show you what I did here. I cut into, excuse me, one of the laces here that I had extra. I cut the center out of this one. And then I lay it all the way around the underneath portion here. I'll move over so you can see it. This is why when you're talking to somebody on FaceTime, it's hard to craft and know you're in the camera. I'm not concentrating. But here we go. I cut the center out of this because I want to add that big diamond bling to this side, because this is where I have to hang it, right? So I needed that point coming up because that's where the hole is. The hole is in that point of the diamond. So I cut that out and I put it all the way around that diamond just to complete it. It's kind of like a, I don't know, a little extra that makes it look completed and finished. It gives it a finished edge to the diamond that I'm holding. And notice how I glued it onto the flat section and I left the point sticking up. I can't say that enough because this is where I'm going to hang either invisible chain with some more items on it or chain itself. It has a nice hole in the top of that. See how you can see it there? Really, really pretty. But I'm going to use the Deco Fun Bow Maker. If you don't have one of these, I am telling you, Sue now gives you, she has a little package of extra pegs, so you don't have to just deal with these two. You can put, I think there's 4 or 6 extra pegs. I'm not too sure. I'll have to check that out. But I'm using it with the pegs closest to the round circles, the semicircles, and you just want to go front and behind, front and behind. And what I'm checking for there is I'm inside those round ovals. You don't want to be on the outside or you won't be able to take it off. Pieces you want to have hanging from your bow, slide it in between those two semicircles, and you can have all of the danglies you want, as different lengths, whatever. And yeah, slide it back there, Carol. I put some pearl bling, some lace trim, and now I just turned it around to the back because I slid a piece of my ribbon to tie to make it secure, making sure the knot is really pretty on the other side. And yeah, using all your muscles, tie a knot. And then I take out one of the pegs, and as soon as I get my extra pegs, I will show you some flowers you can make by putting different pegs all the way across there. Just beautiful. Now I'm taking off the length that is a little folded here on my ribbon, on my lace and my ribbon. So I just cut it off to make it look nice. And yeah, look at that. It's just beautiful. And I put it on the back of my bauble. And I take one of them out. Oh, both of them. Yeah, slide it up and out. And look what you have there. I have a double bow with the lace and a double bow with my seam binding. Just beautiful. And all of the dangle trim you want goes in between your semicircles, and watch where I put it. I have the front right there with the lace and the ribbon and the diamonds and all that. And then I'm going to take and just glue it right down. I was going to put one on each side. But I thought, no. There's a method to my madness here. So I just secure it with my hot glue right here underneath the diamond boggle. This is what's going to hang, but it's going to hang in a unique way. So I hope you come back for the other tutorial where I'm finishing up this album for Kim. My very first sewing album, and I'm really happy with it. I'm just adding, just crinkling it up a little bit. You could spray it with water and crinkle it. You could spray it beforehand with your mists and change the color out or whatever, but I wanted to stick to the front of the book, which is gray tones, silvers, and look at that. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, and it's a fair size. It's just beautiful. It came together really nice for a rose. It's like a lace blinged out boggle rose. And now I'm going to separate all of the actual bows here to make it look full. And then on the next video, I'll show you what and where I put this. We're winding down. I have some Wow embossing powder in pink up there. We're going to use that. And yeah, I'll show you. I put 3 of these round ones on the top. Yes, that's what I did. Because you're going to see the top of this and you're going to see the front of the rose when I hang this. So you're going to get, you know, a view of the underneath part right here, and you'll also get a view of the top portion of this flower boggle. That's my name for it, my rose flower boggle. And I put 3 of these because if you're new to crafting or card making or whatever, always work in odd numbers. It's very pleasing to the eye. And I put 3 of those on the other side of this wonderful Deco Fun Bow Maker bow. And there you have it, my friends. I'm going to show you some pictures. Thank you for joining me on this sewing journey. And I'm looking forward to finishing up the album today for you. I put some pictures, some close-up pictures. I'm just going to let you listen to the music. Have yourself a blessed week, and I'll see you soon. Take care.